Pouncer's been running me like crazy. Not getting better. Let's see what he's doing. Here's your boy over there. Oh, it's cold today. It's very cold. He doesn't care. Trust me, he's warmed us up. I don't know how he walks without his boots like that. My fingers are getting cold. We can't stay too long today. Bro, you're gonna get mad, but it's getting too cold for me. Yesterday was so nice. Oh man, he's been jumping and running. It's pretty rare for Pouncer to do like a a double jump, and then bolt. Oh, but he did. Oh man, he keep my ass in shape for real. I'm not even getting that tired after these sprints now. Why not? Don't be negative, Pouncer. You know, I don't know if we ever been in this part. What do you think of that? What do you think of that, baby Pouncer? You're such a good boy. Actually, do I have gloves? No. I'm looking for gloves when I find balls in my pocket for Pouncer. Yeah, I got some balls for you. Might actually help with this point. So pretty. And Pouncer's so pretty. Pouncer's so pretty. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. He put on all of his spots today just for you guys. He put on his tail, his spot. He put his ears on. Look at him. He's all ready. He's all ready. Once Pouncer gets dressed and ready in the morning, he knows. Man, he knows it's playtime. Believe me, he knows. He so knows. He gets very excited. To be honest, I get excited too to see him so excited. Yeah, I love seeing my baby happy. Now, tell me something. Is his jacket inside out? As I see the label in the back, for a person that would be an inside, eh? But that thing's on the outside. The Eddie Bauer part. But I feel like that would keep him warmer with the fluffy on the inside, you know? Let me know. I asked my niece, but she didn't answer me. You look good, Pouncer. You look like a mighty hunter. You look good. Your nose is shining. Very handsome posing. Something on the Pouncer radar. You gotta watch his tail. And all his body language. You'll learn what Pouncer's gonna do. Usually. Today I was walking, like, not long ago, when we were inside. I was walking and he jumped on my shoulder and covered my eye, and there was nothing I could have done about it. You know, I always watch my back with him. He does it with me too, because I prank him too. But he got me. He just got me. You know, it's good. It's awareness training. It keeps you aware. Hey, Imani, how are you? See, I didn't call you Stella. I'm Jeff. Yeah, who does? We're near it. See? We're near it. You're a woman, right? Imani's a woman's name, right? You see, in Spanish, Iman is a magnet. What's up, Z? How you doing? It's freezing today. Pouncer doesn't care. Pouncer doesn't care one bit. He needs his playtime. He needs to smush bugs. Oh. And I need to smush bugs too in the morning. Who doesn't? You're a girl. You just sounded like a girl. So how old are you? I mean, That's a bad question. I don't know. It depends how old you are to be able to ask the question. So if you don't like the question, I'm sorry. If you answer, you're young. If you don't answer, you're still young. I shouldn't have asked that. Now I feel bad. Just ignore it. What's up, Ambing? Why did I even ask that? I don't know. I got the kids in my class. I guess I'm just used to it. Sorry. How old are you? That cracked me up. Anyway, Pouncer's one. Pouncer's just a big baby. Man, he worked me hard. I'm telling you, he jumped into the hay, boom, jumped again, boom, a nice double jump. Then he bolted, which he never does. He doesn't do them. He does one or the other. So, man, I ran my ass up. The second big dog. So, what kind of dog is she? Oh, I always wonder about, like, how do dogs... I'm a teen. Yeah, don't say it if you're a teen. I had no idea what you were. I'm not even sure why I asked. But I always wondered, Imani, like, I don't know much about dogs. How does that work? You know, we were talking about last night, you know? How does that work? You have a bunch of dogs in a dog park. Like, how do they not fight? How do they work it out? If you had a bunch of cats, they'd be okay, but they would all take time to establish their territories. You know, how do they do that? And speaking of teens, I always put this, I didn't know you were a teenager. I always put this on no kids allowed. There's always teenagers that sneak in here. How do you do that? The Germans, oh, I love them. The snaps, oh, Belgian Malinois. Oh, you got badass dogs for real. I mean, the Belgian Malinois that dog must keep you busy. The only thing with German Shepherds, they get hip dysplasia, you know? Mine did. That was the only dog I ever had. Her name was Shep. She was a wonderful dog. No, it's not you. You know, it's not like you could read the rules and decide. It's like YouTube should be blocking you, to be honest. Or or you could, I don't know, I guess people could be on their parents' phones. I don't know how YouTube knows that you're a teenager. Or it's like maybe you have to register your account as a teenager. I don't know. It's not a bad idea, though. Not that we don't want you here. We do. We do. I want you to see Pouncer and watch all of his journeys. Sometimes I say terrible things. That's why I have to do that. But with good reason. Because sometimes when people talk about animal abuse, I lose my mind. There you have it. See, he's posing for National Geographic. You look very handsome. You look very handsome, Mr. Pouncer. He sees people. See, like way in the distance there's people. In case you're wondering, Pouncer has, not that anyone would be, but Pouncer has 1,529 spots. And they're all attached, but we take them off at night to wash them. And they can't get wet because then they fall off. Is it a wild cat? What's up, Kate? Kate, how are you, Hindu? I don't know. Technically, he's listed as a wild cat, I guess, by the USDA, Fish and Wildlife. But this one, you know, I had him since he was a tiny baby, so not so much. You know, he's a big baby. He's very attached to me. What's up, Maddie? How are you today? What's the word? ¿Cómo has amanecido? Go get him, Pouncer. He did good, though. He really did. He went around that corner, jumped like a champ, and then bolted his ass off and took me for a good 300 feet. I might have it on video, actually. I forget. Lots of snow. Ew. What state are you in again? I forget. Sorry, I forget the states. I do not miss snow. I remember once I was in New York shoveling 6 feet of snow, saying to myself, fuck this shit, I never want to do it again. You know, like, my back was hurting, you know, when it's cold and you have a bad back like everyone does, it's so much worse, you know. and there's no one coming around offering to snowplow. I remember thinking, this ain't worth it. It's just not worth it. I'm here to be by the beach, but this is not worth it. And you can't even go to the beach in the winter. Well, I do. I didn't know that. That's good. That means you got a good heart. Oh, hi. Oh, yeah. We talked about that. Okay, I got it back now. I have to awaken my brain files in the morning. Northeastern, gotcha. I don't know about this. Okay. Sometimes Pouncer tries for birds that are impossible. Like, they'll be on the other side of a fence, and, like, what do you think? You're going to teletransport through the fence? Like, he starts stalking it, but he forgets it's on the other side of the fence. I don't know, man. He's got a little bit hunting disabled, you know? We all got a touch of autism. Pretty weak earth. I feel like I'm sinking through the ground. Oh, that's a weird feeling. It's got like a very warm, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's freezing cold, and it just suddenly got hot for a second. Have a seat. Have a seat. You know, Pouncer does sit. He does all sorts of tricks. His father, you know, Swaggers is extraordinarily smart, despite everything that he does. Pouncer knows tricks, but Swaggers knows, he knows sit, he knows lie down. Swaggers does roll over, he does speak, he does hiss. Swaggers is like a genius cat, for real. And Pouncer inherited a lot of intelligence, but his temperament generally is from his mom. She's so sweet. You know, I mean, if a stranger tried to pet Swaggers, he'd bite your fingers off, and he'd rip you up like you were a curtain. But Pouncer would yell at you, but he would never hurt you. Yeah, I think we're all on the spectrum. Just depends where. I certainly am. You're incontinent. That's good. You're a teenager and you know the word incontinent. Good for you. That's actually a uncommon vocab word for kids to know. Good for you. I bet you're a good student, right? You take Spanish? See, this is really what Pouncer needs when he's servaling the most. Just to be outside and take in everything. This is what he needs the most. Not to be in the car, not to be in the house. He needs this. I always tell people, I think that there are a lot of people that Pouncer has helped because he gets them to walk their cats. You know, cats need to be outside. And there's nothing wrong with putting a harness on the cat. You really shouldn't put a leash on, I mean, you put on the harness, put on the leash. You really shouldn't put a leash on the collar. Now, I have one on his collar and his harness, but it's done in a very specific way for steering. It's a little bit different with servals. But I don't use it. You'll never see me walking with just a collar, not as an adult. It's a different story with them. It's a whole different, it's like a whole art form. You don't take Spanish, homeschool. Well, you're not struggling here. Veterinary, that'd be wonderful. I think the best veterinary school is Cornell, at Cornell University. It's upstate New York. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I had a girlfriend at Cornell. I used to go there every weekend. That's a attainable goal. You gotta take a lot of science courses, you know. You'll make it as long as you want it. I couldn't do it, I'll be honest. I don't have your medal, you see. Me, oh, look at the cardinal. Look how pretty that bird is. Look at that red bird. He hasn't got it yet. Look how pretty that bird is. Man, look how that bird shines. You wonder, like, how is that helpful for them in the wild? I'm sure it is. I just don't get how, because they're so visible. Maybe that's why you can't see it. Look at that bird. Look how pretty. Can you guys see it? The red bird. What a pretty bird. Don't worry. He won't hurt you. He won't hurt you. It's just Pouncer. Trust me. You don't have to worry. Trust me. Even if he could, he wouldn't, Mr. Bird. I guarantee this bird roots for the Cardinals. Look at him. Maybe her. Man, I love these birds. Look how cute. Let me see if I can zoom in for you. Where are you? You guys see now? Maybe she's not as pretty. Up. Bye-bye. Maybe she's not as pretty on the video as she certainly is here. An exotic vet. You'll make a lot of money. The thing with me is, like, I can never put an animal to sleep, even though it might be necessary. I couldn't even give him a shot. When my grandmother died, my grandfather told me, you have to give me my insulin shots. He had diabetes. And he goes, if you don't do it, he goes, I know you don't like it, but if you don't do it, I'm going to get very sick. I said, well, Grandpa, you're going to fucking die, because there's no way I could do it. I'll take you to the hospital every day, but I'm not doing it. I couldn't do it to my turtle. So, actually, I wound up taking the turtle an hour and a half each way to get a shot every day for 2 weeks. I wound up taking my grandpa to the hospital every day for years. If only I were able to, it would have made my life so much easier. Just poop, but I can't. Look at you. You're so happy. You're going to pounce. Once Pouncer leans back, you never know what he's going to do. Tell me, people, is his jacket on backwards? You see how the label is on top? Is that right? I like the more cottony side on the bottom, wherever it is, the woolly side on the bottom for him, but I don't know. Because this thing's on the outside, that thing's on the... I don't know. Is this right? Or should I turn it inside out? Will it make him warmer? Someone's got to know. Are you happy, Pouncer, using your nose? That was nice. I just got a message from Dre, who used to be our neighbor in South Carolina. You guys know him. He says, I miss you too. I sent him a funny video telling him I miss him. I do. I miss him a lot. I miss his wife. It's hard for me to be neighbors with white people. I don't mean that the way it sounds, but I do mean it. You know, white people don't hang out. I grew up in a country where people hang out outside and have fun and are very honest and laugh loud. You know, with black people, I feel more at home. And with white people, I always get in trouble. You know, just because I'll say something like good morning, or I'll be carrying Pouncer and say good morning, and they'll be like, he shouldn't have an exotic pet, and all that. You know, to the point where we're going to move. We have to go back to a black neighborhood. Or at least a neighborhood where people have spots like Pouncer, you know, because they loved him, man. People there were so good to him. But the white people, they're often judgmental. Around here, the people in the community are very, very sweet, whatever they are. You know, they're very, very sweet. I think just that where we're living, maybe it's just not an area for us. They're a little bit fancy, you know, a little ritzy. That wasn't why we moved there. You know, I like to know my neighbors, and not just for social reasons, for many reasons. It makes life much easier, and they'd be lucky to know me. They'd be very lucky to know me, but fuck them. They're not very nice. They're really not. I hate people that, I don't really hate them, but I don't like it when people are like, oh, he's so cute and nice, and they go whining about him to the management, you know. There's nothing they could do. They're not animal people, but we have a contract. They know everything about him. They have all his records, everything, tons of things, his veterinary records, everything. Yet still, they just whine to whine because it makes them feel like they're friends, and they're not. There's the pretty cardinal. Now it's on Pouncer's radar. What's up, Joa? Oh, you're Brazilian. How you doing? Joa is like Jose in Spanish. It's Portuguese. He could be in Portugal, but my guess he's in Brazil. It's more common there. Possible. You know I'm from Spain. And from Spain, we'll go to this place called Isla Cristina and go on a boat and go to Portugal to eat. And this place where you could eat without even going inside the country. Like you could just, I don't know what they call it. It's just a port with restaurants with really good seafood. Then you hop back in the boat and you go back to Spain. It's dope. All right, Ivani. This is weird that you're staying here so long, bro. You just like this spot? You know, I guess he could see the forest, the field, the lake, which disappeared yesterday. You know, he's got a good view. He could hear that stuff. He triangulates things. You ever noticed? YouTube asks questions sometimes to me. It just popped up and said, would you like to know the future? Fuck no. Give me a lot of numbers and we'll talk. You know, I don't want to know what's going to happen after that. Because I know I would blow it all. I find it hard not to give money to people and animals in need, to the point where it's self-destructive, you know. I think it's part of ADHD. They say that we have a really hard time. I definitely have it. The only thing that helps me is caffeine. And they say that, I was watching a video on it, that it's hard for people with ADHD to control their impulses, to the point where it's almost like OCD kicks in and you just have to buy it. You don't even think about it. You'll see a dog jacket, like you just have to get it. Yeah, Terry, you're right. I remember you. I remember you guys. How are you? Are you a male Terry or a girl, a boy? Are you a man or a woman Terry? No offense. There's some names you can't tell, like with Skylar and Terry and Tyler, and a million others. But yeah, Serval. Good on you, man. You know your cats. But you were here the other day, right? So you cheated a little bit. We forgive you. You had the Cliff Notes. I guess you guys don't know what Cliff Notes even are, huh? In this country, back in the day, I did a year of high school here. Uh-oh. And instead of reading a whole book, you could read the Cliff Notes, which gave you all of what you needed to know in the book. And everyone used them. I used to actually read the book and the Cliff Notes to see, like, what I thought were the main points, to compare them. We usually did agree, though. It wasn't like they had any special insight. And also, it wasn't like the books were crazy complex, either. I'd like to see him do it with Hegel or William James Sidis. He wrote a book called The Animate and the Inanimate. This guy had an IQ that was like 220. He was at Harvard when he was 9. And I actually went to Harvard myself and knew people who knew him, but he was so young and he had it rough. He was so smart. He had no one to talk to, and his life became very tragic without getting into it, you know. But he spoke many languages, and he believed there was a reverse time. The book is really good. He believed there was a fourth dimension that was like reverse time. But it's not time going backwards. You have to really read the book. It's not like you're watching a video and you just make it go the opposite way. It's a whole different thing. It's on another level, man. It'll blow your mind. You should read it. Whoever you are, you'll understand it. You may have to read some passages twice, but whatever. You got snow, damn it. You're not the only one, man. There's lots of snow. She was saying from Ohio, there's lots of snow. Who needs it? It's freezing here, but there's no snow, of course. Yeah, Pouncer likes children, but they have to, like, go low. It depends how they approach him. He'll like them. He likes dogs. Like, yesterday we were in the dog park, and there were a lot of kids and adults and dogs that they brought that suddenly were surrounding him. And, like, what are they, stupid? They couldn't see that he was getting, like, really stressed out. His ears were down. You know, he wouldn't have hurt them, but he got scared. So he's good with children that, to the extent that he won't hurt them, but they could scare him. You know, and at most he'll yell at them, but that's it. He wouldn't hurt them. But if they're really gentle and slow, then he'll love them. They can't unless you harm them, huh? Why harm them? But that was crazy, man. Pounce is very well behaved. He's very sweet. And that's pretty much all he is. He's a very loving, sweet cat. There are times when he just needs to go outside. All of them do. When it's in the morning and when it's becoming morning till like 9 or 10, and same with night, he must be outside. They all must, otherwise they go crazy. I call it servaling. They start to hyperventilate. They could be lying on the bed. They'll start to hyperventilate. They'll go nuts if they're not outside. Even then, sometimes they'll hyperventilate. But see, Pouncer knows. When he first gets here, he does. He breathes really hard, then tries to increase his physical activity commensurate with his mental activity or whatever the fuck is going on, his adrenaline. Yeah, well, or it makes it easier to care for him, or it's the inverse, that caring for him made him like this, because I had him since he was a tiny baby. He's the same exact cat he was then. He was always very, very attached to me from the outset. And now, well, that's gotten a bit more. He cannot stand if I'm not around. I mean, he really can't. But, yeah, of course, you wouldn't want a crazy animal around, right? I don't think any animal is vicious. I think people can be a little crazy, but... Oh, a tuxedo cat. I love them. I have one named Butler. But he was a male, then he had babies. Very fat. To know if a cat's fat, you should be able to see their hips. That's what the vet told me. I went to the vet just to have a discussion with him on obesity. And he was nice enough to take the time just to talk with me. I think one day someone should open a can of tuna, go to the vet, bring it there, and ask the receptionist, can he be saved? Just to see their reaction. I'd love to see it. Uh-oh. There's a dog. Alright, just don't say anything, Pouncer. Oh, it's not on the leash. Oh, it is. All the dogs have jackets today, too. It's okay. He's not hiding from the dog. He's hiding from the person. How you doing? Morning. That guy probably can't see him because Pouncer's camouflage. Well, I guess his jacket, not so much. He's much more agile and much faster and can move in many more directions, A Rottweiler is not a wild animal. There are certain advantages to being a wild animal, especially if you're around non-wild animals. But he loves dogs. He just wants to follow it. He's fascinated by them. I think sometimes he thinks he is a dog. Where are you taking me? I can't go. He takes me like it's a labyrinth. It's always some intricate, crazy pattern. Could you wait a second? You're gonna get wrapped. An outsider cat. I think they call them outdoor cats, but hey. All right. He follows the dog. Could you wait a minute, bro? Usually it's not this fascinating. Yeah, he goes to the zoo. He's seen 18 servals. He's met all the lions and tigers and everything. When he goes to the serval enclosure, I volunteer at the zoo. They let me bring him. They give him a staff pass that he wears on his collar very proudly. And then he sits outside their enclosure and thinks he's supervising like he's the serval king. And, he's met many others from where he's from. Could you wait up? Wait up. What are you doing to me? You're in love? Hold on a second.